everyone.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
He doesn't remember what vlog number it is.
No, I think it's 14.
I think it's 15.
Sure.
But I think it might be time to stop counting.
No, you never stop counting. You say, welcome to X, number X, and that's how you vlog.
Okay.
I learned it in vlog school.
Welcome to vlog 15, everybody.
Maybe it's 14.
It's not 14. So...
Wait. So I have a really cool shirt on.
It's true.
It is from the website...
Better Myths.
Which we will link down here.
Yes.
And then Anne, I'm going to demand that she put a link somewhere on here on the YouTube so that then he knows that we did that, and then he'll be like, I like these people.
Okay. I'll get right on that.
Okay, but he does really cool reviews of myth. No, not even reviews of myth. Retellings.
He does retellings in modern rap battle style. It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
so I'm sure a lot of you have seen him already. This is one of his shirts. Did Loki do it? And then it's like a flowchart about whether or not Loki did it.
The answer is always that Loki did it.
Yeah. It's really super awesome. It's one of the best things he's done. But if you go to him, he'll do lots of the myths with a lot of cursing and simplification. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
We enjoy him when we're not being all hard-assed about authenticity. So we have a lot of questions today about points and stats, which means John is going to do most of the talking today, and I'm going to sit here and tell you things about flavor when appropriate. So let's just start with that. The first question is, how do you guys develop NPC or antagonist stats from scratch at different levels?
Oh, you do it. The really simplified version is that you take the stats that your group has, and then you decide if you want the antagonists to be weaker, harder, or the same, and then you give them those appropriate stats. If it's a group of people, obviously you bump up the stats compared to the group. That's a really simple way to say it. Anything more advanced would take a lot of time. Like the kind of time I spend when I teach a class and doing something like that.
It's really, since you have to tailor it specifically to your situation and the specific characters and what they can do, then unless you want a really general answer like that, you have to spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah. So, I can either teach you how to fish, or I can know exactly what kind of antagonist you want. I can make it for you, for your players, but both of those require way more amount of my time than I can do in any sort of short form talkie.
We could even do examples all day, which take forever, so we're not going to. But even if we did that, it wouldn't necessarily show you how to do it for every individual situation you're going to have.
I burped on camera. We can cut that.
No.
You want to know? So, we'll say it again. Just say it again. Say what you said again.
I don't remember what I said. It's cool. So, the second question goes with that. You've made it clear you don't like the way antagonists are statted in the books. So how do you stat antagonists to avoid those pitfalls?
You bitches. That's the same question.
Using what you said against you, though, so that you almost have to answer.
I do hate books. Let's see. The pitfalls that the Scion book makes are generally the antagonists aren't interesting enough. Not flavor-wise, although sometimes flavor-wise. But they don't have enough, cool powers. They're, generally, they're light Scions. They take the powers a Scion had when you give them, 4. Or they just throw boons at them, and it's just the same powers Scions have. Generally speaking, what you want to do is you want to give your antagonists almost always, unless they don't matter. Whenever they're important, you want to give them flashy new powers that the Scions probably don't or can't have.
The books do it just as Scion light because that's easier for a storyteller. It means you don't have to think about it, but it also makes it not as interesting. So
So if I have let's say we're working in a game where they're fighting light monsters, okay, and I have a sun monster. He may have just every 10 ticks, he can just use a sun bolt that just targets one person. It's like an armor ignoring small blast of damage, and then every 5 ticks he does his normal attack. It's like a punch or something. I don't know.
Something lighty. But the point is that they're things that the Scions can't necessarily do. Doesn't mean they can't counter them or fight against them, but it differentiates between the flavor of this antagonist and stuff that they see every day.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes stuff different, makes stuff interesting. And then give them way more soak than you think they should have.
Yeah, your signs are going to murder them.
Mm-hmm.
If they like the biggest problem in the books is that those things don't have enough soak.
Yeah,
or they can't hit anybody's DB.
Like we were just in the Legend 4 game, and I was like, "Oh, I'll make this stuff really hard." And then
like 10 soak.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think I gave it 10 soak when I normally give the Legend 4 stuff 8 soak. And the very first guy that hit it was like, "Oh, okay, well I'm gonna channel Indeed. Oh, I hit it for 30.
Yeah.
Is it dead yet?"
Yeah, thanks, Saeed.
Yeah.
So, you want to make sure that they're balanced, which just goes back to the first question, and then make sure they're not boring.
Yeah.
It's pretty much those. If you cleared up those two problems, every antagonist in the book is fine. Next question: when you increase the legend of a creature or follower, how do you determine what new bonuses they're given? I just got done looking through your Reliquary, and I couldn't figure out if there was a pattern.
Ha. There should be a pattern, and that pattern should be, depending on the dots that the creature had, compared to other relics, at every legend or every other legend, they're either getting a power or 2 every legend, or they're getting 0, 1, or 1, 2, rotating every legend.
I don't know what you just said, so I don't think anyone else does either.
God, why are you people so... don't know what I'm talking about?
That's my just like deer in the headlights. What is he talking about?
Okay. So the creature goes up legend when you go up legend.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. As soon as it's... or probably from the beginning. No, as soon as it's legendary, you can legend 1. It gets a power. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's say it was a 1-dot creature. It probably only gets a power every odd level legend.
Okay. Sure.
Let's say it's a 3-dot creature. Probably gets power every legend.
Okay.
And then if it's a 5-dot creature, it gets 2 powers on odd legends and 1 power on even legends.
Okay. That makes sense now.
So I hope that makes sense for you too. I think the extension of the question is what do they do? Was that part of it? Okay, I can't
It's just
understand.
how do you determine what bonus you're giving when they go up in legend?
Yeah, I don't know. Make it up. I really with the creatures are so less cared about. Like creatures and followers, people generally don't want.
The
so
people that have them really love them, so don't like not put any work into them. But they're so specialized to the sign that has them. Like you kind of have to look at what they need from their creature or follower and what kind of stuff they wanted it to do. And
more importantly, because people don't want them, generally you can go crazier with them. Like, oh, I don't know.
That's true. You're never
10
going to
more
have
soak,
a run on
whatever.
people who are like, I want a group of 5 followers, because most people's character concepts don't really want that.
Yeah, and then they're less legend than the people. So like, as long as you don't let the creature. God, I'm burping. I'm sorry, people. As long as you don't let... that wasn't even me. That was a cat.
I'm laughing at your burp. Continue.
Okay. As long as you don't make the creature have the spotlight ever or too much, then there's not a problem with it. Like the creature can kind of be a little overpowered and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, to talk about power levels of the players instead, did you rework the point distribution system for character creation? Because low points for hero-level birthrights seems like you'd have to give every beginning level Scion at least 3 hero-level birthrights just to use those 5 points.
No idea what you're talking about.
I think he's saying that based on the low-level birthrights we put out there, Scions might need to have a whole bunch of birthrights just to use up all their birthright points if you're going to put that much stuff on. I don't know. Or is he saying the opposite, that you need that you would have to spend bonus points?
I got it. Okay. So I looked at all your birthrights, and most of them have special powers on them.
Right.
So if he wanted to cover all his purviews, he would probably need more birthright points.
Oh, well, you would just do those instead of the special powers if you wanted to spend 5 points.
Yeah.
You could spend bonus points and get extra stuff, but...
You're shaking too.
You're shaking it too.
I'm shaking.
But you don't have to. I mean, you can just have relics that just have purviews on them. They're not always as exciting, unless you write some really cool flavor text for them, and then they can be great. But
generally speaking, I give 6 to 7. So I guess that's more than 5. But I give 6 and then a 7th if like the relic idea they came up with was really cool.
And
that's not too much more than 5, but generally they cover their purviews and get one cool thing.
Yeah, especially the first hero, like they're just putting their previews on stuff. Like they really don't pick up like crazy stuff until they start going up in legend.
Yeah.
And then to go along with that, what changes in your character generation rules do you implement in light of the escalating costs and dependencies of knacks and boons?
What? None? Suck it? I don't understand.
Might be saying because we make boons go in order. That
Yeah, I know. Okay, I understand, but I don't. Nothing. My character creation system is worlds different from the original. It's I wouldn't say complex. I think it's streamlined, and I think it fits the system better. It deviates from generic White Wolf character creation. Bonus points are gone. You spend a lot more points kind of evenly. Things are spread across. But I don't. But that doesn't have anything really to do with your question, which is about the escalating costs, because I don't cover that in my system either. We made things cost more because we want them to be more valuable, not because we want to then give you more things to cover those costs.
It's just making boons exactly work the same as epic attributes already did. You already had to buy, your level 1 before you could buy your level 2 in epic.
But they're even talking about the knacks for...
The knacks in the trees?
Yeah, the knacks in the trees and how we charge more for them.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's just on purpose.
Yeah.
There's no change to that. They just cost more. That's not to make it so that you can't get them. It's just to make it so that they're worth more when you do get them, so that the really powerful ones you have to put a little into to get them out. Mm-hmm. And it also, to a certain extent, helps, it doesn't force you to not get them till you're higher legend, but it's easier to get them when you're higher legend and you're getting more XP. So you less often have heroes who have crazy high level powers.
Right, unless they really want it.
They
really want it.
And then they have to focus right on that thing and specialize in it, and they can have it. But if you want to have 6 level 4 knacks, you're going to probably need to have more XP than a hero. And that you should, because those are really powerful. Mm-hmm. I hope that was the answer. I feel like we didn't know what some of these questions meant, so if you're out there and we answered your question, we answered a different question than you asked,
then you should get better at English.
So that we can do better in the comments. And I think that's all we have.
Oh, I think a lot of them, you're asking for things that we can't help you with in a vlog scenario. You're asking for stuff that's going to take one of us a lot of time.
Yeah, John statting up a creature birthright, that takes a couple of hours, and he doesn't have a couple extra hours. So we're statting a lot of things
an anonymous
already.
Person.
So, we got to stat creatures for our games.
Right.
We just don't have time.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that I can help you with on a one-on-one basis, probably either very, very, very rarely or in a class situation. The students in my class I work with weekly on doing all this kind of stuff.
We're always willing for you to send it to us in an email, but you may get a response back that says, hey, we don't have time to do this right now. Yeah. Or you might not get a response for 3 weeks and then somebody will answer you. And it's not because we're ignoring you or anything, it's just because we need a lot of email.
Yeah.
And especially if it's something that wants us to do 3 hours, we can't answer all that email every day.
Or ever sometimes.
Or ever sometimes.
But I think that's everything.
I think so.
Yeah. Update on how things are coming. We finished Slav. Associated Powers. Yeah. Anne's working on their fancy tree right now. Yeah. I'm just getting started on their PSP. Just gotta go through that and fix that. I would say 2 weeks.
I'm hopeful that it will be faster than 2 weeks, but 2 weeks is probably a good estimate.
Cool.
Depends on how fast I can write all the things.
Yeah,
so,
you're pretty busy at work, so.
I am, yeah. It's the end of the year.
That should be out soon, which means the other poll will be shutting down soon. The next poll will have more stuff on it. We left some stuff off this one.
At least 2. I can think of at least 2 things that we're going to add that you couldn't have voted on this time. So we might remove some things that we're only getting 1 vote.
Yeah, probably. We'll probably take some stuff off this rotation. So put in your last votes. We'll probably stop voting on that fairly soon. Get the Slavs up and be done.
I'm excited that we're going to get something done in less than a month.
Yeah.
Pretty proud of us.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Cool. See you next week.
Bye.